it would be negligent of anyone to look at this topic without paying close attention to the relationship, power, and control over the time of both matriarchal and patriarchal societies, and even more so with regards to the sexuality of men and women. We touched upon the Vedas in an earlier series. The Vedas are the earliest recognized spiritual texts of the Indian culture. They can be traced back to as early as 1500 to 1200 BCE. In the Rig Veda, there is a description of angelic beings called apsaras. They are described as youthful, beautiful, elegant, erotic, supernatural female beings. They dance to the music in the palaces of the gods and seduce gods and men. There are numerous accounts of holy ascetics who would surrender their asceticism to have sexual intimacy with an apsara. It is reported that the many gods feared their power. The apsaras are recognized under different names in the entire Asian region, from China to Tibet, India, Indonesia, Cambodia, Malaysia, and surrounding areas. They are represented in the female erotic carvings of Angkor Wat and Khajuraho. There are numerous temples nicknamed love temples scattered across eastern, south, and central India, filled with erotic sculptures of sexual union between apsaras with gods and humans. There are many nude goddesses in ancient Hindu and Buddhist scriptures. A well-known one is the beheaded Chinnamasta, or in Tibetan, Chinnamunda. She is depicted as naked, but she stands on a divine couple during sexual intercourse. Among other powers that she possesses, she is considered as an embodiment of sexual self-control and sexual energy. It is noted that the majority of divine beings representing sexuality are female archetypes. In early civilizations, archaeologists have often reported that prayer altars commonly consisted of idols of primitive feminine goddesses, animals, and nature. These were prevalent even though the fossilized bones of males were unearthed in the same locale. In two early civilizations of China, 5000 to 3000 BCE, the Yangshao and Longshan civilizations were considered to be one of the earliest known matriarchal societies. Based on burial ground information, many men were buried near the sites of their mothers. There are also ancient manuscripts on sexual techniques for spiritual fulfillment which have originated before the Kama Sutra. The Kama Sastra and Anagaranga are instructions and illustrations for men to sexually please women. In doing so, they believed that they could both increase their spiritual awareness through these highly prescribed techniques. Similar instructions are found in ancient Chinese manuscripts. Scholars and researchers such as Franqueur, Noonan and their group report that ancient leaders of different spiritual philosophies speak about the importance of women as sexual teachers, their active role in ritual sexual union, and recognition of their superior capacity for sexual pleasure. These include Confucius, sages of the Hindu teachings of the Upanishads, Mahavira of Jainism, and the Buddha, to name a few. Brooks, Kiddushin, and their group report that in the Babylonian Talmud of the Jewish faith, and later in an Islamic creation myth, that Almighty God divided sexual beauty and pleasure into 10 parts. 9 parts he gave to women, 1 part he gave to men. Zeus and Hera of Greek mythology were reported arguing about who had a higher capacity for sexual pleasure. Tiresias, who had lived 1/2 of his life as a male and the other as a female, responded that women were by far the winners. So what are we trying to say here? The literature on ancient spirituality repeatedly confirms that sexuality was an essential part of it. Matriarchal societies were predominant and well respected, that they both were in unity with each other, that from the gods, spiritual leaders, and ordinary human beings, it was an accepted way of life. So what changed, and when did it? This is undoubtedly not what history has reported in the last few centuries. We are going to continue our discussion on this in the next episode.